Now I know I said I was doing a 3-part series on this show, but I never specified that I'd do each video in a row. I get it, I'm sorry, I know it's been a while since the last DBZA video, but I am back and I've also left a full update on my upload schedule for this quarantine period at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Now, I'm sure we can all agree that the Dragon Ball Z movies, while not exactly the best, are definitely an interesting watch when you finally get bored of binging the show for the 1000th time. That's not the case for all the movies, however, because there are definitely some bangers in there, but overall, I'd have to say they're just meh. To be honest, it was the earlier films that weren't as strong for me because most of the latter films were honestly great. Thankfully for us, Teamfourstar went out of their way to abridge all the films and specials up to and including Plan to Eradicate the Super Saiyans, and in this video, I'm going to give you my top 10 DBZA movies, specials and OVAs, and since there's only 12 to choose from, I'm just going to real quick rank the last two. So at number 12 we have The Christmas Tree of Might. It was pretty good, you know, it had its moments and I like the use of Christmas rhymes, but it's at the bottom because at the time it was made, TFS was still finding their footing, but the Christmas themes to the villain motivation was a nice touch. Favourite quote from this movie is,
"What'd you do?"
"Something so evil, I am forever on Santa's naughty list."
Jeez, compared to these guys, what could you have possibly—
I raped Rudolph.
Dibs on not fighting that guy.
Number 11, The World's Strongest, which is slightly higher because Roshi is hilarious, and I actually have two favourite moments from this one.
"A Kami and a Hami and a send him home to mommy. Ka-me! Ka-me! Don't wanna pull up.
Hey guys, I was in the middle of trading and I saw what went down.
Don't wanna pull a that.
Great use of the Cyberman. No one cares! Now with the trivialities out of the way, let us begin. But first, do you ever just watch your favourite anime and think, damn, I wish I could get that on some clothing or jewellery that'll really represent me? Well, I've got you, and so do the lads over at Kaioken Clothing, because they are ready to hook you up. They got hoodies, they got t-shirts, and they got accessories from all your favourite anime. You ever thought Bakugo's costume was wavy and always wanted to wear it? Well, now you can. You ever need some protection? Well, now you can get your very own Saiyan armor on a t-shirt? No way! And if you're an accessory lover like your boy and thought, I want a ring with a bit of panache, well, look no further than the time rings from Dragon Ball, or even these hidden leaf rings from Naruto. Personally, the black's my fave. And with such a huge range of designs on all their anime merchandise, I'm sure they'll be able to cater to any, and I mean any, of your needs. So what are you waiting for exactly? That's what I thought. So get your ass off your seat and use my link in the discount code TELBY to get 10% off any of your purchases in the description and become a true anime fan today. Number 10, Lord Slug. Now to be honest, there's not much to say on it because it's still an early one, but one of my favourite aspects was the use of Neo at the beginning because him and Piccolo always have the best banter. Also, transitioning their convo into a Mr. Popo cameo is always great to see. This is also the movie that started the Pretty One, Stupid One, and One with Weird Power minion trio. Now obviously, this being an abridged series, we got a Goku even stupider than regular Dragon Ball Super Goku, so him thinking this was another Christmas story was honestly a great touch. Also, all the characters making King Piccolo references at Slug is just so hilarious. Favourite moment from this movie, however, was...
You see, just because I'm a woman.
Number 9 is Cooler's Revenge. Now this is actually one of the few original Dragon Ball Z movies that I really enjoyed because it was honestly great. Now while TFS did make it funnier to watch than all of the other movies, I don't think it was as big of an improvement to the original than the ones higher on this list because the original was so good already. Plus, a lack of abridged Vegeta tends to put a movie lower on the list. Now while the original Cooler did like to ramble on about how he does things better than Frieza, this one basically makes that his entire character motivation, and his spite towards Frieza is just great to see. Also, I could admit the fight was wavy. Considering Cooler always has the flashiest looking moves, he always just looks so cool when he's fighting. Also, I love the little callback TFS made to the first line Goku as a Super Saiyan said to Frieza by making his first line to Cooler another chocolate bar quote. And here, I'll play it for you side by side so you get what I mean.
Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers. I'm going to break you. What? Like a Kit Kat bar.
Favorite line from this movie, however, was...
By the way, before I throw this thing, did my brother do this?
Yeah, but his was smaller.
Knew it! Ha!
Number 8 is going to be the first special on this list, Bardock, the father of Goku, because this scene will never get old.
Hey there, Kakarot. It's your daddy. Let's see what kind of power level we've got here. Alright. Whoa! 10,000! That's my boy! Wait, Broly? Here we go. Kakarot. 2! Crap.
Teamfourstar had a tough job of bridging the beloved original backstory of the Saiyans, but they came through and actually made me care about Bardock's crew. Except this guy, but he was already drier than most chickens served to Gordon Ramsay, so who cares. Anyways, I loved how they used Bardock's psychic powers to move the story along, and seeing Bardock give a legit and uncensored reaction to them was great to hear. They made the Saiyans in this scene a little too carefree, but even so, it was a good laugh. Nonetheless, favorite moment was...
Mental.
I can see the future!
Number 7, Dead Zone, the first of the Dragon Ball movies they abridged, and I gotta say, they did a pretty bang up job. Arguably, the best character change was that of Ginger, who just got so many more funny lines to say, and hey, the use of the end credit scene with Krillin making all of this a movie, but accidentally messed up with his writing, cleared up the plot hole of why Garlic Jr. opened up the Dead Zone, which is the only thing that could stop him. Now look at this scene.
Did you guys steal my kid?
Yep! An Amber Alert up in here!
Oh, don't worry about him. He's just high in the throne room.
Joke's on you! I can fly.
I think he's f***ing dumb.
This scene here gave us a great example of stupid abridged Goku, and the little segment they made to represent Gohan being high was a great touch. Best moment from this movie was...
I want the Dragon Ball! Give me the kid!
What? You can't have my son. You just want the Dragon Ball, right?
Don't question my f***ing methods! F*** it! I'm thinking your dad! He's a f***ing badass! Forget it! I don't think your kid!
Yo, Ginger.
Alright, Dragon Ball 2! Please! If you wouldn't mind!
I do.
Too f***ing bad!
Enough of this.
Mommy! Fucking what?
Number 6 will be the first original video animation, or OVA, that they abridged, episode of Bardock, which was an unnecessary spin-off made for the sake of
Marketing!
Now while this was a bit rushed at the beginning, I did enjoy this much more than the ones underneath it, because they made some great references using the names of various artists from pop culture as the names of the little aliens Bardock saves. This is my favourite one though.
We are here to catch evil space criminals and various other ne'er-do-wells.
I can assure you that we have already exiled Chris of the Clan Brown from our planet.
Also, while non-canon, they did give some interesting explanations as to why Frieza soldiers are named after fruits, and why the Ginyu Force has a weird dance routine. Favourite moment, however, has to be Chilled getting beaten up, especially with the song they used in the background.
You petulant, impudent, contemptuous whore!
Starting off the top 5, we have the other OVA that TFS abridged, Plan to Eradicate the Super Saiyans, made into a Christmas special now dubbed Plan to Eradicate Christmas, and this Christmas special was leaps and bounds better than the first one. The score, the puns, and the inclusion of Vegeta's amazing one-liners just made this one way more memorable. Making Hachiak Super Santa was a brilliant move because it made a lot more sense as to where he came from.
You better watch out. You better not cry.
Oh, this is my jam!
You better not pout. But you're gonna die.
I don't like this version.
Santa Claus is taking you down.
And the reference to the original version of this story, before it was reanimated, was a nice touch, using Trunks' time travel as a reason for two different versions of the same events. Favourite moment was...
And I'm more than happy to take another crack at this nut.
Dark me!
Doc, you remember me, right?
Of course. Every time I look in the mirror.
At number 4 we have the History of Trunks special, the last special on this list and the only piece of content without Vegeta. Well, for most of it anyway, to make it into the top 5. And that's because the original was already great and they just made it a whole lot funnier. I love how they had Bulma reach back into her original Dragon Ball self and move mad in front of her own son to his teacher, and the end part with Master Roshi still surviving thanks to the submarine named after his unmentionables was a great addition. The interactions between Trunks and Gohan were still just as genuine, and their battle against the androids was done really well, and Gohan constantly acting like he hates his father is just hilarious. Favorite moment is actually a tie between,
and face to face with him, all I could say was,
God, they keep destroying cities and I don't know how to stop them. Everybody's dead.
Well, when I was a toddler, my uncle showed up, kidnapped me, and then Mr. Piccolo killed him and my dad. Then Mr. Piccolo kidnapped me, the Saiyans showed up, killed a bunch of people, including Mr. Piccolo. Then we went to Namek, a bunch more people died, we came back, then my dad died again, then all my friends died, and now everyone else is dying.
But it was better, right?
No.
Starting off the top 3 is the movie with everyone's favourite sadistically insane lunatic, Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. And one thing that brought it up so high is the big change at the beginning where they actually made the picnic into a wedding reception for Korin and Yajirobe's
interspecies homosexual marriage?
Considering the times we live in, it's nice to see Teamfourstar bringing some diversity into the Dragon Ball world. Now, on his quest to find out who destroyed South Galaxy, I love how they had Goku go to old villains like Cell, Mercenary Tao and Pilaf before finally going to New Vegeta to find Broly and the newly kinky Shimoshins. I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but they made an Easter egg out of their safe word, which was broccoli, the vegetable Broly's name is originally based off of. Now when Goku and Broly finally meet, I love how Goku, being the fighting whore that he is, tries to figure out Broly's trigger word until Vegeta finally utters it himself. Once the words were said and Broly was unleashed, my favourite thing about it was that instead of being scared, Vegeta is stiffened with admiration to how cool he is.
Oh, that's so cool!
Favorite quote from this movie is on my other list, link in the description. So second is gonna be,
but Dad, what about Cell?
Fuck 'em! Ah, so you must be...
My name is Trunks.
Hello, Princess Trunks.
I'm not a...
As my first decree, you shall only call her Princess Trunks!
All hail Princess Trunks!
No!
Taking out the silver medal is the first abridged movie to feature Vegeta, and that is the return of Cooler. And it's this high up, not just because of our hilarious Principal Saiyans delivering 2 of my favourite lines from the entire series, check out this video in the description if you want to know more, but also because it was an enormous improvement over the original. The original version of this film was so meh. It's like ordering a plain dish at Nando's, not even a mango or lime or lemon and herb, ugh, just so mediocre, ugh. Anyways, this version of Cooler is way more funny to watch, and to be fair, if your name's not Goku or Vegeta, you don't really have a big part in this film, which I can't really complain about considering their interactions are just too good. Now since a lot of my favourite quotes came from this movie, I'm going to use one that wasn't in the video in the description, which will be...
Wow, I can't believe every single one of them kicked you in the dick.
At the gold spot, by process of elimination, we have the Super Android 13 movie, because it was the best upgrade from the original compared to all the others on this list, and it was also the first to introduce the idea of Korin and Yajirobe actually being in love instead of just teasing it. Now if you didn't notice, the Goku in this movie was for some reason even stupider than normal abridged Goku and Dragon Ball Super Goku combined, which means he's about as smart as Patrick Star is at naming bubble animals.
It's a giraffe!
Except for fighting, because that makes him a genius for some reason. But by far, my favourite character change was the one made to the character of Android 13, because they just pushed the farm boy theme to its absolute extreme, even in their Star Wars reference by playing the music with a banjo. This movie really picked up when they finally brought in Vegeta though, because, well, anything with Dragon Ball Z Abridged Vegeta gets better, and him and Android 15's interactions are just hilarious. Now, one other notable moment is when they made a nod to a gag in the last movie where they had Vegeta get kicked in the dick when Goku himself got punched in the dick, and the erasure of Goten because of it was a nice touch. Now the last thing I want to talk about is the whole monologuing thing 13 did in his head every time he finished Vegeta, Trunks or Piccolo, constantly adding to the Southerner theme. And for all this genius that they managed to squeeze into one film, Teamfourstar, I'd like to say thank you. Favorite moment from this film, other than the one in the description video, is...
Super Saiyan or not, you're still just a bitch. Did you just throw a motherfucking dog?
With the second part of this series now done, stay tuned for part 3, and as promised, I will be explaining what's going on with my upload schedule, which will be more frequent, I promise. So, if you didn't notice, after I posted my first DBZA video, I posted my next video 2 weeks after, on a Thursday again, and if you're watching this on its release date, April 23rd, you'll notice that it's also a Thursday. So basically, I'm going to be uploading a 10-minute plus long video on whatever I want every 2 weeks on Thursday. Now these can be about Dragon Ball, but every so often I'm also going to be stepping out and talking about a few other anime that I've watched, because I got some things to say. I'm also going to be making videos on DC as well as old cartoons because I've been watching a lot of them recently. So if you're excited for all that and more, be sure to click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Now since I'm mostly a Dragon Ball YouTuber, I'm still going to be updating you lot with anything new to come out of the series, whether it be announcements or covering the manga and episodes of Dragon Ball Heroes, and anything else in between. Those kinds of videos will be coming outside of this schedule. For example, on Monday, the new chapter of Dragon Ball Super manga came out, so obviously I dropped a video between then and Tuesday covering it, but still, it didn't stop me from dropping this video as well. And that is how my upload schedule is going to go. Also, remember to check out Kaioken clothing in the link below, using the code TELBY for 10% off. So once again, I appreciate you man taking your time to watch this video. Leave a like, subscribe, and bless.